Now today we'll be testing and replacing an ambient temperature sensor. These are also known as outside temperature sensors. Very simply, they work with the in-car temperature sensor that I showed a few weeks ago. And very simply, they talk to each other and control the temperature and the blower speed inside the cabin. Now typically, if this sensor does go, the clutch may not engage on the AC compressor. So all that simply means is you turn on the air conditioner on inside your vehicle and no cold air comes out. So to test these, it's typically very simple. Now the first step is just finding the sensor. Now typically they're right behind the grill, or they may be right underneath the front bumper. But let me show you where it's located on this vehicle. If we look straight up, right there is the sensor. Now we're going to remove the sensor, and again, if you're a little confused where this is right behind the front bumper. This is the beam right behind the front bumper. And again, that's typically where you find these. So right where my index finger is, there's a tab. Pull down the tab, pull off the harness connector, and there's a little lock right here. And just grab a flathead screwdriver. I'll try to do this with just one hand here. You're going to pull back that, and then pull the sensor down. This locks in place. And don't try to over wrestle this, because you can break the tab. There you go. That's it. So there's the sensor. So now we need to test the sensor. To do that, you'll need a digital multimeter, $20 to $25 if you don't happen to have one. Amazon, Lowe's, Home Depot, local auto parts store, they all have them. As you can see, there's a lot of different functions you can do with this or with one of these, but what we need to do is an ohms or a resistance test. That is the omega symbol on the multimeter. So once I swap over to that function, I have the omega symbol on the multimeter. If you have something like this, for example, which is a little bit clearer in a sense, just go to the omega symbol. Okay. Now with the multimeters, you have two leads. You have a black lead, okay, and a red lead. So we plug in the leads here, and all that we're doing is we're taking the leads coming from the multimeter and touching the two prongs inside the sensor. Now it's a little hard, if you can imagine, trying to hold this up steady enough and then touch these two prongs. It could be a little tricky. So what I like to do and use is these alligator clips. So I'll place one clip over one prong. Now it doesn't matter which lead touches which prong. So the red can touch the left prong or the right prong, vice versa with the black. It doesn't make a difference. But I just want to place one lead over the first prong and then cover it, because you don't want the two leads to touch. Okay, you don't want that. You want to try to keep it as isolated as possible. So we'll place the other lead here. So now I have both alligator clips touching those two prongs. And then I just take the opposite end right to the multimeter. Make sure you guys can see this, and we should see a reading. And if we do right off the bat, that's a good sign. So let's see what we come back with. Sometimes you may have to adjust it if you don't have a good connection. But right off the bat, this is very good. 1.6 kilo ohms. If you see that K, that's perfect. It just means kilo. So 1.6 kilo ohms. Now, if you see this, that's a very good sign. If you're not getting a reading right off the bat, this sensor is bad. Just replace it. Now, the way to test it is you want to either apply heat to the sensor, and if you're applying heat, which we'll do with a hair dryer, this number should decrease. So adding heat, this should go down. The flip side is you can put, for example, dip this in ice water, and then this should increase. So adding heat, number goes down. Adding cold, number goes up. Okay, so let's see what happens here. I'll heat up the hair dryer here. Okay, seems warm enough by now. So here we go. And as you can see, the number is decreasing. So this verifies that this sensor is working correctly. So ultimately, once you hook up your multimeter, if you don't see a reading, the sensor is bad. If you do see a reading, just do this quick test. And if you're not seeing what you're seeing here, the sensor is no longer good and just need to replace it.